Welcome to the tour of our Swift Escape 674 motorhome, aka Marge. What can we tell you about Marge? Boring stuff, I suppose. Marge is 7.14, I think, just over 7 meters long. She's 4 berth. We've had her for a year and a half now, and we'll show you around. Won't take long. It's a motorhome. Fiat Cato base. How fascinating. So when we were looking for motorhomes, we basically had two criteria. No, we didn't. We had three criteria. One was it had to have a separate shower and toilet. The second one was it can't be over 6.5 meters long, and the third one was it had to have a big garage for storage. Marge is 7 and a bit meters long, doesn't have a separate toilet and shower, and this allegedly is my garage stroke tiny little cupboard for storage. So basically we've got nothing on our wish list, but hey, we still ended up buying her. So as probably like most motorhomes, diesel, 2.3 litre engine, 6 gears, manual. It's got captain seats that spin round. Always forget the steering wheel can go in and out for when you're turning around. It's always a bit weird when you're driving along when you've forgotten to do it. Rear view camera.
Does she drive nice?
Yeah, drives lovely. As with probably most motorhomes, a little bit noisy and rattly sometimes, but it's half the fun, isn't it? So that's my fascinating tour of the outside. Now it's Cheryl's turn to take you inside.
So, welcome to the lounge, bedroom, dining room in Marge. So we've got a C-shaped rear lounge, which is what we were looking for. That was one of the things we did get on our list of things we wanted, was to be able to sit and have this lovely view. And with 4 adult sized humans in our family, then it was perfect for us. So you've got loads of overhead lockers, and they all, loads of storage in there. Not much in it because we're only here for one night where we're staying. So yeah, loads and loads of storage. We've added these ourselves, some little hanging bags, which are great. So just some command hooks, so you can personalise it there. We've got a flip down table, which actually was the other end of the kitchen when we bought it, but it just didn't work because it blocked the door. So we've put it there, which is really handy for when you're washing up. Big wardrobe here, which we don't use as a wardrobe. This is called the shove it all cupboard. So it's very well packed. So the table lives in here, that we'll show you in a minute, that converts for the dining room, bedding, kayak, all sorts fits in there. And then when it's bedtime, you can shut the curtain. Yeah. So that's the lounge area. Welcome to the galley. Galley?
Galley? You're not on a boat?
No, it's actually a galley.
Okay.
Kitchen. Anyway, so sink here. We normally use a chopping board across to give extra surface. Tap. Yeah, tap there. Sockets up here, which are quite helpful unless you've got appliances like it's our toaster, isn't it? The cable's not very long, so we run an extension lead down, pop it there, and then pop all the coffee machine, the kettle, the toaster all go on there. Overhead storage up here, that's where we keep all our, not crockery, but plastics. Yeah, plastics. Microwave, which obviously only works when you're on hookup. It's a great bread bin. It's probably the most expensive bread bin you can buy, but that's where we keep our bread generally. So that's useful. Magnets. It's the only thing in our van that's magnetic, as we discovered when we bought a fridge magnet for our plastic fridge. So we have hooks for drying tea towels and things up there. Gas burner. Notice the, what do you call that? Metal bit.
Hob?
The hobby bit is off. That is the worst rattle you can ever hear when you're driving, so that lives in the cupboard when we're travelling. The oven is a Thetford that was on my wish list for things to have in a motorhome. If I got another one, I would not be bothered about an oven. It's rubbish. Well, it's not rubbish. It does cook stuff. It just takes like 4 times as long as anything else if you put in chips in like 2 hours. But I guess it's just got a little gas flame. The grill's pretty good on it, but everything else, it just takes too long. We just do hob meals, and then my birthday wish list is a ridge monkey, so I can cook oveny things on the top. Again, if you're a seasoned mohoer, everything gets wrapped in towels. And then if you've got a husband who forgets that, he turns the grill or the oven on, and then there's a fire because all the towels are on fire in the oven. So yeah.
Well, good job you haven't got one of those then, isn't it?
Yeah, good job I haven't got one of them, huh? Right, so down here we've got, these are really messy. So yeah, 2 huge drawers. You get loads in here. You've got bowls, gin glass in a sock. Good hack, that. Midge repellent lives in here. Random pint glass. I don't know sure what that's like that. Yeah, that's a chuck it all drawer. And then at the bottom, this one is a cupboard. We keep in here, we've got the drainer, trays, that kind of stuff. So it's quite a big storage cupboard, that one. You can get loads in there. And under the kitchen sink, so we've got a foldy cupboard. And this one's great. We've got loads of storage. So there's loads of baskets under here with all kind of householdy bits in there. We did not know that was in here when we bought it. That was a surprise. So little cutlery drawer, and there's loads of room. We have got coffee machine, 2 kettles, loads of pans, colanders, toaster, all our cleaning stuff lives under here. So we're lucky, we've got absolutely tons and tons of storage in there. And then this, we didn't necessarily want such a big fridge when we were looking, but we didn't want a teeny tiny one. But this is the fridge and freezer of dreams. So loads of room.
No beer in it.
No, we haven't put that in there. Yeah, freezer box, so that's really handy. You can fit absolutely tons in there if you take things out of the boxes. So yeah, not much in it because we're only here for one night. So that's there, and then above here, that's the TV aerial, which we've never used because we haven't got a telly. There is a telly point, but we don't have a telly. So that's where we keep all our linen and towels and stuff. And then more storage down here. We got Hoover, fire extinguisher, fire blankets. They live down there. Down here you'll see we've got the vents. So it's the heating system. So it's hot air heating system that comes through here. And under the storage, actually I can show you that. Are the pipes where the heat, and it's really, once it's on, it's so good, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So under our bench seats here, we've tried several configurations of storage and where things go. So yeah, this is where the hot air comes through. Obviously that's the wheel. So this is kind of the garage. So we've got garagey stuff, carpet for outside. So that all lives in here, so you can access that from where Steve showed you earlier in there. And this one, there you go, you can see this one empty. So that is, what's that?
What is it?
That's a thing.
Hot water.
That's the hot water thing.
And the water and the heating.
And the heating. Yeah, so this is my bed, and I can feel that when I'm sleeping, so that's quite nice. Yeah, so a good bit of storage under there. We have Duvalet toppers that we put on here because we're both old and got cranky backs. So we put those on top, and they fit in there. They fit up there as well, which is good. And then under this one, does that lift up? Mm-hmm. There we go. Is the thing.
What's that then?
It's the thing. I don't know, you explain it. What is it?
Well, it's like the main electricity supply, it's the fuse box, and everything to turn lights on and off, and anything electrical is there. whether you're on 240 volt or whether you're just running off the battery. Domestic battery.
We do. So that's what we really liked about this van, is that it's got like the windows all the way around the back. So wherever you park up, you've got the views. So they're open, just twist them open like that. They push out like that, and then fly screen that way. And then I mean, you can lock them. You can lock them like on the latch like that. So if you want a bit of ventilation in the evenings or whenever. And then for bedtime, up like that. We absolutely did not want a van with curtains. We just didn't. And it's really dark, and it's really good at blocking out the light. So there are windows, and then at the top you've got a pop-up thingy-bob like that, and then bedtime or hot. Let's show you the other lounge. So welcome to the front lounge. So like Steve said, captain's chairs swivel round to give you that extra bit of seating, and a nice seating area here. This bit comes out for travelling. So your two rear passengers can fit on there, and that flips back into that bit there. And this bit converts to a bed, which we'll show you shortly. Yeah, nice lounge area. We've got more storage up here. This is a risky one. Games. Other bits and bobs in there. This is important. The drinks cabinet held in with a pillow. Stop the rattles. All moho owners will know that pleasure. Wardrobes there. So up here, a little bit more storage. We've got the side screens for bedtime, so they pop on these poppers here, and they're thermal. And then at bedtime, these pull across on both sides. We've not done really cold winter with just that. However, if you got the heating on, you probably wouldn't even really notice that you didn't have any thermals on the front. So there's loads of storage at the front as well. Got a big glove box, loads of doors in, like loads of pockets in the doors for stuff. Nice drinks bottle storage, coins, pens, pencils, all the essentials, nail files, everything in there.
Is that an essential, is it?
What, a nail file?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get grumpy if my nails break. And then up here you've got, we thought when we bought this it was for a notepad, didn't we? We were a bit, well, obviously can be. Thought that was quite funny, but actually it's phone storage. So you put your phone in there, lock it in, or tablet, or your sat nav or whatever. All goes in there, and then that pops down again. So lounge, and then nice window at the top here. Again, it's got all the screens on, so you can lock that up there for bedtime. So over here we've got plug socket, 12 volt socket there, TV aerial. That's where the TV point was mounted, but we've taken that off and we hang our coats there because we don't use that. Light switches and stuff there. Our map of where we've been so far. So we did say that we didn't want to have to use a toilet after someone had showered over the top of it. You'll see what we mean in a minute. We wanted separate shower, separate toilet. However, this layout we loved when we walked inside, and that was another compromise. However, I don't know about you, Steve, but
you stink. You don't have a shower.
I'd be happy not to have a shower in the van. Like if we got another one, quite happy just to have the tap that comes out of the sink or something, because we go to campsites quite a lot. You don't need to shower every day, so The shower's perfectly great in here. I just do worry about if you used it loads, how much damage you'd be doing to your wooden doors and stuff. So it's the biggest room in the van. It's the only room in the van. Yeah, so got storage up here, which is full of baskets and bits and bobs. Towel rail across here. Pop some hooks up for shower caps and towels and things. So it's a Thetford toilet. There you go. We get about 2 days, don't we, if there's 3 of us in it.
Depends how many wees loaded, doesn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, it's perfectly fine. It feels like a normal loo. It does swivel round, so it goes back that way. So if you shower in, here's the shower. That pops up there, and then you... So this is the worst bit about it, because it's so small. When you're showering, it just sticks on you. Quite a good size sink. So I think if we were going again for a van with no shower, a good size sink's helpful, because then you can have a good flannel wash. You'll have a flannel wash. And then more storage under here, which is good. Yeah, the bathroom.
So this is the control hub, I suppose, of the motorhome. This helps you to control the lights, what lights are on. You can have them dimmer, you can have them brighter. You can look at your leisure battery, you can see how much water you've got. We don't have much because we're obviously only here for one night, so there wasn't any point in filling up. So that's your fresh water, that's your wastewater, so you know when to empty it, how good or bad your batteries are, etc, etc. Also helps, you can have fridge information on here as well, or that's normally just run off the fridge. This is your heating, Truma heating, so it does your hot water and your heating, and depending on what you're connected to, you can select either gas, a mix of both, electricity, depending on what you're at. We're only on, what are we on?
Gas.
Gas. So we'll stick, no, we don't want to mix. Oh, gas. And then with the heating, or the hot water, I should say, sorry, you can have it as either eco mode or hot. What we find is if you've got an eco mode, it takes ages to heat up. Obviously, eco mode. Just want a quick burst. Hot gets it going really, really quickly. And then heating, you can have it again off. So obviously it's either off, and then you can set your temperature to what you want it to be at. Press go, and you're off. You can also set timers if you want, so on, off, etc, etc. But we never bother with that.
No, because it does heat up really quick once you're in.
And then this is just kind of electronic for your waste or your fresh water. So if you want to empty your waste tank, obviously press that, and a valve will open up and it will pour out. Likewise, if you need to empty your fresh water at the end of the year, obviously don't want it to freeze over winter, you can empty your fresh water tank as well. We drink our water from our water tank. The water tank is under this seat here. It's huge. I can't remember how much, but it holds a lot of water. I know some people don't drink their water from their van for whatever reason. They don't want to, that's up to them. But we sterilise it. I do it at least twice a year, flush it through, and we've been drinking it for 1.5 years, and we're all right. Cheryl's favourite. This is the fire alarm, so to speak. It goes off every time she even makes a cup of tea. It always beeps, beeps, beeps. And then the all-important carbon monoxide as well, which thankfully, touch wood, has never gone off, so that's good. Right, so this is 4 berth, allegedly. Well, I suppose you could argue you could fit 5. This should be a double bed, and then there is a double bed, but you could easily sleep 3 people across there if you wanted to. To make this bed up, it's not the easiest thing in the world ever, to be honest, but it's relatively simple. And normally, this bit of wood here is folded under there, so you lift up this cushion and it folds out, along with this little bit of wood here, which folds out, so it kind of makes a level part here. Here's our friend the Jackery, always handy. This comes out, so you just pull that out, and out it comes. So this will fold out, that goes over there, to make that kind of area. And then the table, it's quite hard to see. There's a little kind of shelf there for it, so it sits on there, comes across here, so all this area is going to be table. So you've effectively got a bed that covers that area. Lola normally sleeps on here, she loves it.
And there's
but
some of the extra cushions, isn't there, that goes?
Yeah, there's extra cushions to go. So there's always upsides and downsides because there's extra cushions. Once you've got it packed away, you need to store those cushions, so they take up space. So we don't always bring them with us because we don't need them. So it swings and roundabouts. So it is a double bed. I suppose it's all right if you're a smaller size person or a smaller size adult, but maybe not the best.
And sometimes, because Lola's a teenager, she just makes up this side, particularly if we're staying somewhere for 2 or 3 nights, which we don't do very often. And then she just runs a duvet mattress across there. She puts her feet up on that bit, her head down this end, and she curls up in a ball anyway.
But she is a teenager.
Yeah, she curls up in a ball. She's quite happy on that bit. And it means she hasn't got to pack her bed up every day, because we moan if she has the double bed out all the time.
So this is the lounge come dining room come bedroom, with the table up. It's a simple case of a pole and a bit of wood on top, so it makes a nice table. There is an extension that can go on the side as well, so you can make it a little bit wider. Really handy if you obviously need a lot of space, playing games, whatever it is you want to do with your table. But yeah, it's great. The table can go here or it can go at the front. Let's cut to that and see what it looks like. Magic. So here's the table at the front, and again you can extend it so you can get more room. You can easily sit, what, 6 or so people around here, maybe, if you have got that many friends and have a bit of a social.
So the door comes with a fitted fly screen, which is really handy. Essential. We're in the countryside this weekend and there's loads of flies, so really handy to have the fly screen there. And then just after there's the door, so we've got some command hooks on there we hang up, and then very classy, got our bag of our sliders go there, and then we keep hook for the bin, because anyone who's got a moho knows there's nowhere good to put a bin unless you've got one of those ones that's got it fitted in the door, but we don't have that.
Outside we've got this lovely awning. Obviously it was fitted on Marge when we bought it. They have their good points, they have their not so good points. They're really handy when it's really hot, because obviously provide a bit of shade. Handy when it's raining, because you can obviously shelter, sit outside and not get soaked. Can be an absolute nightmare when it's windy at night, because they make so much noise rattling around. And obviously if it's really windy, there's always that danger of it blowing away. So yeah, positives and negatives. Make your mind up if you want one or not. So with ours, very easy. It just winds out. Always like to, when you get kind of where you can reach it, to get the legs out, because it can be a little bit wibbly wobbly. So the legs just come down. It's a bit weird, you might have to do a bit of a close-up of this. Not of my lovely sliders in my shop.
Some camping essentials.
Yeah. So this is like a little plastic lever, so this moves up and down, and you can lock it in place by simply pushing this lever up. Always makes me a bit nervous because it's just plastic, but that's now got it locked in place. So there you go, it's now locked in. I'll finish winding it out, then I'll give you my top tip about awnings. Everyone's waiting with bated breath. There you go, all the way out. Just get your pegs, your stands nice and straight. Peg it to the ground. We've got a couple of straps that come out from here to strap it down to give a bit of support. Now, quite difficult to see from here. Always make sure with your awning that one side, one leg, is slightly lower than the other leg, because then when it rains, the water just runs off. It doesn't pool on the canopy on the material and then cause it to stretch or leak. There you go, top tip, you can have that one for free. The hardest thing about this awning is getting the pole out, because sometimes it's I don't know, it's got a mind of its own. My advice, 'cause I've done this loads of times, is get it as straight as you possibly can. Twist it round without any pressure on it.
Yeah, recently we met a lady, didn't we, who travels on her own, and she came over and knocked and went, I've got the same awning as you. Do you find it really hard to get the pole out? She thought it was just her, but yeah, we reassured her that it's not so easy.
Right.
Take two.
So to get the pole in, obviously it's got two hooky bits on the end. Line it up with the gap. So male and female socket. Push it. Oh.
Ooh.
Push it in, give it a quarter of a turn, pull it, and then you can rotate it whichever way you need to. When you're done, push it in. You just have to rotate it round, and it comes out. Easy peasy.
So there we go. That's the van tour of Marge, our Swift Escape 674. So we hope we've covered everything, and hopefully it's not been too boring, and it's been quite useful, hints and tips and kind of thing. If you've got any questions about this motorhome or how we manage in it or anything like that, drop it in the comments and we'll try and answer them as best we can. We're not so great on the technical stuff, but you know, ask away. And we'll try our very best to answer. We absolutely love her. We have absolutely no regrets in buying her at all. And we've been away so many happy nights in her. We've been in heat waves. We've been in the worst storms ever. And yeah, absolutely love her to pieces. So yeah, any comments, just let us know and we'll do our best to answer them.
So welcome. Ding. Dong. Yeah, we'll come somewhere nice and quiet to film this. It's 12 o'clock as well, isn't it? So it's going to be the most amount of bongs you can have. At 1 o'clock we'd have finished by now. Even the horses are like, "Oh, what's going on?"
Oh.